Yo guys, what's going on? It's Max. In today's video, I wanted to kind of address not really a question or problem like I do in most of my other videos, um, but this one was just kind of something that had stemmed from this gameplay, which is why I'm putting it in the background in particular. Nothing you need to focus on, but just something to note. Really quick before we get started, thank you for 100 subs. It was super sweet, super kind. I was really excited that I got that little notification from YouTube Studio when I was going to grab dinner, so that was like, I don't know, for me, just an awesome milestone. So thank you everybody for giving me the support. That was really, really kind. In today's video, I wanted to talk about kind of the player mentality of casual versus sweaty. And in particular, it came from this gameplay because the Claire in the game, I unfortunately or not fortunately, I played this game pretty sweaty. I'm trying to get 1,000 sacrifices. There's one achievement, at least on Steam. I imagine that's true for the other platforms, where you have to get 1,000 sacrifices on any killers collectively. And so I'm trying to chip away at it. I want to try and get all these achievements, which I think would be a really cool goal to go for. And in doing so, I am playing a little bit sweatier outright. Just, you know, I'm not even going to pretend to sugarcoat that I'm not. You'll see, like, pretty early in this game, everyone just kind of collectively collapses to the point where I could win the game within a couple minutes. And the thing is, I realized that me playing like this, where the Claire in the post-game chat, a little bit of a spoiler alert, she calls me out for playing super sweaty, and I agree. Like, I am playing pretty sweaty, like, just straight up. I am objectively trying to get everyone out of this game as quick as possible. You'll see this is like the big moment right here where I actually hit 2 hatchets on the Yoichi, and then Claire's already right behind. And at this point now, I'm ready to go for game, assuming Yoichi doesn't have Unbreakable or anything. I missed these hatchets on Claire. We try to do the mind game for grabbing on the M1. I swear I got it, but apparently she got away with an M1. So I just trade the hook stage and move on about my day. The game's gonna end actually pretty soon after this, so this won't be a super long video, I hope, or anything. But it made me realize that even if we're at the same MMR, which I believe is the metric for matchmaking, there's this disparity between the mindsets of coming in to play this game. Now, I want to be very clear in saying this. I don't want this to come off as gatekeeping casual players from enjoying the game, because by all means, if you play this game casually, please enjoy it. End of story. I think Scott Jund made a video pretty recently. He talked about it too, where he's just like, you know, just if you want to play the game casually, that's fine. There's no real argument to be had. I'm not here to tell you how to play the game, how to enjoy it. If you want to play the game, kick it back with friends, laugh, you know, get flashlight palette saves, do that. Go for it. You know, no one's here to control how you're enjoying the game as a player in general. But I realize that because of MMR, I've now reached this point where it's like me wanting to play this sweaty to try and get my achievements, try to get my tome challenges done, compared to survivors who, in my opinion, if they were making the comment like, you know, why do you gotta play so sweaty, are playing a lot more casually. There's no real, like, I'm not gonna say protection, but there really is no, like, protection to stop them from going into a game like this. If I wanted to play a sweaty, you know, 4-man Swift with all of our gen rushing builds to try and practice for tournament, and we go against, you know, some guy who's just trying to have fun on Trapper, that Trapper's not going to feel good. And, you know, flip that situation around. I'm the sweaty Huntress trying to get things done. You could put sweaty Blight, Nurse, whatever, and I go against 4 survivors that, you know, people that just got back from work, want to, you know, kick it back on the couch talking with friends, and this is the game they get. Like, it doesn't feel good. It just doesn't. And I feel as though player mentality going into a game, whether it's like a I'm ready to sweat or I want to play casually, is something that I wish, if it could be taken into account more somehow, that game satisfaction could improve. Most games that I play have a casual versus ranked mode. Now, granted, a ranked mode in DBD, I don't know how that would work, especially because we don't really have the multiple queue system in place yet. I talked about that in like my DBD arcade mode video, where essentially if we could have different playlists and different queues for certain lobby types, that could help. And I feel like this could be a good example of hey, can we have like a sweaty mode versus a casual mode? Of course, there's a bunch of problems that come along with that. Like, you can't just go into casual mode because there's no protection for you to not bring 4 perks, like 4 gen slowdown perk Blight, and just run through people in casual mode. People probably would do that if they want to get the satisfaction of a quote unquote, you know, easier game. So then my mind went to something like, can you make a playlist where maybe you have to wager blood points? I was gonna say like eerie shards, that could be, you know, pretty dangerous, but make it like a high roller risky lobby. My mind's kind of going to like dark and darker, where you got to wager quite a bit to go into the pretty beefy lobbies and give it your A game. So just something like that, you know, just something that gives, I guess you could say, gives the players some protection from going against builds / players they're not interested in going against. There's got to be some more systems in place to kind of address that, especially if we're looking at, you know, the ranked versus casual environment. But that's really the core of the video, and just kind of the general question. Do you guys think there's a world or a way to mitigate the differences that people have between wanting to play sweaty and casual? Because as it stands right now, MMR doesn't really address that. Although there is kind of a correlation. Higher MMR is more sweaty. Lower MMR probably has a higher population of casual players. So maybe I just need to play more sweaty, and I'll eventually get to the point where I'm at sweaty versus sweaty more often than not. That's really it, honestly. This video is a little bit shorter. I had a bit of a busier weekend. The trailer for the new characters had just dropped today, you know, earlier before I started recording this. I have yet to get confirmation from BHVR if I'm actually allowed to use their trailers in a YouTube video, because you do want explicit permission for it. So if I can do that, I will make a video going over what my impressions are and what I think. In short, pretty cool. I'm actually really excited about it. But that's, you know, that's a whole discussion for another day. If you guys do want to check out some of my clips, come chit chat with me live. I am live on Twitch Tuesday through Friday, noon to 2 o'clock. So probably not today when you watch this video, right when it comes out, but if you are free during those times, Central Time, by the way, feel free to stop by, say hey. I'd love to see some people from the YouTube community. I do want to leave, once again, this post-game chat in here. It was kind of like what we were talking about, where I was playing sweaty. I'm not even going to deny it. Nothing in this game warranted my sweaty play. It's, some people are like, well, if I get pressured first, then I'm going to go crazy. Here, I was clearly the perpetrator of, I'm going to start going crazy first. And game just cleaned up really quick after that. So let me know what you guys think. Is there something wrong with the whole playlist system that I thought of, a way to try and create a new component so that we're not necessarily going only off of MMR, and there's another way that we can kind of talk about or think about the way that you can have a different mentality going into games. So it's not necessarily, if I want to play this game casually, there always is a chance I'm just going to go into a pretty sweaty Blight or Nurse and it's GG, right? Like, you can't do anything at that point. So that's about it. I appreciate you guys for sticking around, watching to the end. Expect the video to come up this Friday. If I can get any feedback regarding the killer trailer or patch notes and stuff, and actually, if you've made it this far, 1, thank you. 2, let me know if you guys do want to watch me go over something like the mid-chapter patch notes, new killers, new survivors, just because I mean, there's so many other bigger DBD content creators that do that. I feel as though it's not my spot to kind of jump in and give my opinion. I feel like if you want someone's good opinion, Otz is probably going to talk about it, Spooky Loops will talk about it, Scott talks about it, all the survivor players that do great clips will talk about the perks. So it's like, I don't know if I have the platform to speak on it, but if you guys do want my opinion, heck, maybe that's something I can actually start planning, and it gives me some more video ideas. So thank you once again, a big appreciation to 100 subs. It's super sweet. Hopefully we continue growing from here, and yeah, take care everybody. Peace.